Good morning, this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stand. Ready for our journey? So this video is the video that I'm starting to show you how a rubber stamp being born. That means from the beginning to the end. It's going to take a few different sections to finish all the process. So and I am going to show you step by step, so that way you can get some kind of idea how a rubber stamp is being born, and also how to make a rubber stamp. It's very interesting. So a lot of thank you so much. A lot of you have leave me the feedback, and I asked you to take a guess how long is it taking me to design one rubber stamp. You know, design a rubber stamp, the come out with idea is most the hardest part. So once when I got the idea, and for the drawing, just the drawing part from the from the idea to the final image, it take me probably around 12 to 15 hours to finish all the drawing. And I'm going to show you how I do that. So each image is really take around the 12 to 15 hour hand drawing. Even though it's hand drawing, I use a computer, but you still have to use your hand to do the drawing. But it's amazing because now, you know, when the computer can do everything. If you want to do the watercolor, you don't even have to use the water. And then do oil painting, you don't even have to use the oil. And they just go to from the computer program. You can with a like advanced printer, you can get exactly the same thing. That's amazing. Okay, so even though with the computer, and you still have to be able to draw. Okay, so I after I show you my rough ideas, rough drawing, and I'm going to bring you to my computer room, and please don't laugh at me because I want to show you the real me. So I didn't clean my room, and so today's tutorial is one of the stamp set, and if you like to see more, because I was showing you 4 different kind of design, if you want to see more of them, leave me a comment, let me know. Otherwise I just create one to show you how it works. But every different kind of image, every different kind of design, they have a different kind of the working process. So let me know if you want to know. Okay, so that's the first things. And okay, so a rubber stamp without a good image is just a piece of rubber, and it's very important to come out with a good image. And then in my later tutorial, I'm going to explain to you what's different with a local King's rubber stamp and the most of the stamp on the market. I'm going to explain to you what's the difference, and you will be the judge what's different. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, Lisa, where do you get your idea from? And I usually get my idea from the life, from the things happen to me around me. And I love animal, I love the cute stuff, I love the nature. So usually I just get idea like from the life. Okay, and then you never know. Sometimes while I'm driving and traveling, I usually have a small book, and I just write down, oh, this is good, and I write it down. And then once in a while, I go back to take a look at my little book, and take a look, and I say, okay, I want to have this kind of stand, this kind of stand, and I start drawing. Okay, that's how you start. Okay, so the first one, this is the final project, and then it's going to look like this in the end, and I'm going to show you how did I start it. So I don't use I love pencil. I love the texture of the pencil, but I usually don't use the pencil to do the drawing. And one of the reasons is because when I was a student, my teacher, I remember when I get into the art school, the first section, I took some kind of private lesson to get ready to get into the art school. And then so my parents hired a private tutor for me, and that teacher, the first class, he took my eraser away. And then, you know, eraser is so important because you make a mistake, you want to erase, right? So he told me, you know what, you don't need the eraser, I don't want you to use the eraser. So since I'm learning, I never use eraser. I always, even he asked me to use a pencil, but he doesn't give me eraser. He doesn't want me to, erase. So he was training me that, just, think more before you start to draw. Okay. So, and I kind of get used to, and for the past 10 years I'm traveling, and I stay at a lot of hotel, and I collect all the ballpoint pen from the hotel. So I always use the ballpoint pen to do my drawing, and I just love it. And then when I was teaching, I told my student, don't use eraser either. So that's how I started, and I always just use a black or blue pen to do the drawing. And this is I think this one should be the original one. Say, okay, I want to do a safari, so I want to have a giraffe, I want to have an elephant, I want to have a hippo, I want to have a zebra, and I want to have a lemur, those monkey. And then so I just kind of play around because I want to design the sling line stem, the size, right? So I just kind of grab some paper and I started drawing. Okay, so that's what I want. And then I said, okay, I want a hippo, and my hippo on the right side or left side kind of plays around my zebra. So when I first drawing, it doesn't really matter the shape. You kind of just play around to make sure like where to, where is what animal. So I'm kind of just do all the drawing, like, okay, I did this. It's almost forming. You can see, compare with the final one. See, you can compare, like, see the font compare. I have an elephant. It has been here all the time. I kind of, the zebra was here, the hippo was there. I kind of like move around because after I finish my design, I don't want to just make one car. I want to be able trimming off all the animal and to kind of play around just by itself. So I kind of like move around, make sure nobody block everybody's view except this elephant. So this elephant, because there's no way I can just, you have to be colored or something. But that's okay. If you want to use the elephant, later on when we want to make a car, we can do something. You can put a flower or can do something to cover that part. Or we can just don't ink that ear and we can trimming off. So it's almost slowly forming the things that I want to. So this is like just a very early stage. I was going to do a monkey and a chimpanzee and didn't happen. So I was going to do a meerkat. It didn't happen. Just too busy. I want to put everything in, but the space is the limit. Okay, so I kind of just do a few drawing. Like my monkey was kind of here, hanging there. Okay, and then this is pretty much the final one. Okay, so okay, but so that's almost look like the final one. I have my elephant, bird, giraffe, kind of just move around. So that's how I start to planning my stamp. Okay, so when I reach to the stages like this, I know what I want. And then I say, okay, so I'm going to. It's pretty much. I think this is the final one, but I kind of move the zebra to this side and ostrich to this side. Otherwise, it's pretty much that's it. Okay, so when I reach this stage, and then I am going to move to my computer room, I'm going to show you how from this stage to this stage. So when I went to school, that was old school. I don't have a computer stuff. So there's a lot of tracing. I have a light table. So probably you guys probably know what's a light table I actually have here. So it's something. Oh, it's not plugging. So it's like a light table. In the time when I went to the school, it's actually a piece of glass, and under the glass I have some kind of fluorescent light. So I was using the light table, but for the past few years they have a computer, so I switched to the digital, and I still use a light table for a few years, and then I probably 6 years ago there's something called the tablet, and I purchased tablet. in the beginning, because you kind of get used to the old stuff, right? You want to change to something new. It's kind of to adjustment. But now I can't live with my tablet, because a tablet is save you a lot. It save you a lot of time, and then it's like you can put too many there. Like before, when you use a light table, you have to when you made a mistake, you have to redrawing again. But when I have the tablet, I can create too many layers, and then I can just move so fast. If I don't have that tablet, probably you're right. Maybe a stamp, it cost me probably a month to do all the drawing, because I really think this is a piece of artwork. It's really different. And what's different between a piece of artwork and is a regular rubber stamp is really important, and I will show you in my future tutorial. Because if you have a good shading rubber stamp and a regular outline stamp, okay, I am going to show you in my later tutorial the two different stamps, and I use mine. I don't want to offend any other people's artwork, so I use my own to create two different kinds of stamp. Actually, three: outline stamp, shadow stamp, and detail stamp. So if you use the detail stamp and just regular outline stamp, that's just put the same color, you will find out the detail stamp with the shading is so easy to coloring, because the shading, you don't really have to be a professional. But with the regular outline stamp, be honest with you, you have to have a little bit coloring skill to make that stamp 3D, because they don't have a shading. So the shading is the gray tone area, and then later on when I reach that area, I will explain to you. So after this tutorial, you know what? If you want to, you can really start your rubber stamp business, and we will talk about that story later. You know, how many times I have heard, oh, you're lucky you, your job is so funny, so fun, not funny, so fun, you can play all the time. Yeah, you guys just see the playing part, you didn't see the hard working part. Sometimes I'm kind of weird, because when I start my design, I have to finish. I cannot say, okay, I'm going to finish a little bit and go do something and then come back later. And luckily I don't have a kids, so I think if I have kids, my kids must be starving to death, because where's mom? So when I decide to do my new design, and usually it's 2 times a year, Local King have a new stand. One is in the spring, one is in the fall. The process for all the design, it take me like a month. And then that month, I probably work 12 to 15 hours a day, and I don't do anything. So that's how I work on my stuff. Okay, so, and then there's one more thing, and I am the only designer for the Local King rubber stamp. So, and so far it's just me. So all the artwork you think is totally my artwork. Okay. So now I'm going to move to the computer room, and promise me don't laugh at me, because it's really messy, and I'm going to show you my face. Okay, let's go. Hello, hello. Okay, so here is my computer room. Computer, and computer over there. So I have actually 4 computers. So this is the tablet, and so usually I just use this pen to draw directly on the screen, and I will change the camera angle to show you how I do the detail drawing, to show you the step by step, the different process. So this is the computer room, and as I promised, I am going to show you later on the later tutorial. I'm going to show you the place that we make a rubber stamp, the trimming the rubber stamp, and also I'm going to show you the studio that I create all the tutorial. Well, it's a pretty mess, but that's okay. You want to see the real me, right? So this is the computer room. I spend a lot of time here to working on my design. Okay, and I'm going to switch the screen to the monitor so that you can see better how I started from the rough drawing to the final digital file and then send to the factory to make it play. Like I say, the rubber stamp cannot read the gray tone, so it's only black and white. But I'm going to explain to you when I create my design, I build out the gray tone by the black and white dotting. So that's how you create the rubber stamp. So rubber stamp, they cannot read the gray area, only black and white. So if you want to create a gray tone, you have to build out with black and white. That's something kind of need a skill. Okay, so ready? Follow me. Hello. Okay, you promised me you're not going to laugh at me. My computer room is really messy, okay? I always told myself I got to clean the room. Well, it's not happening. Okay, so you can see the screen that I have now, okay? So let's do these. Okay. So the program I use most of the time, I use two programs. One is called the Photoshop. One is called the Sketchbook Pro. So you can see on the computer screen, I have this rough drawing. It's pretty much like the one I just showed you, the hand drawing, right? And then I am starting to like do the more drawing. So I can save like too many layers and then see the drawing. And then this is awesome because you can see slowly my character is getting clear, right? So, and then let's just show you a little bit more. You can see all the lines like this. Okay, that's it. And then, okay, you can see these two. Okay, so because the program I have now is make my job much easier because you can just slowly build out each layer, and if you make a mistake, you just Control Z, and then you can go back to the next page. I mean next layer. So see, that's started from the rough drawing like this, and then I slowly build out like this, and then this is the final one like this. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out. You can see when you zoom out, you can see a lot of rough, strokes. Okay, so that's how you build out the shading. Okay, so here I'm showing you, probably it's only take like 2 minutes how I do that, but I spend hours here to do all the drawing because sometimes, see, like I'm going to zoom out here. Okay, just it takes some kind of experience if you find out like sometimes it's just a little bit when you like back off to see it. If you find out this part of the zebra nose is too dark, and then you have to use the eraser, go kind of clean this area and add more. Sometimes just like small spot, it make a difference. When you create a stamp and you stamp it, you'll find that spot is too dark. And then when I design my stamp, because my background, it really make a difference. And I really think, okay, when you buy the stamp, you're not an artist, you didn't go to art school, and then what are you going to do with it, right? So your job is just coloring. If you have to do the things that I go through, rubber stamp is not fun anymore because it's too much work. So that's how I created these safaris, the stamp set, and I hope you enjoy it. And then there's 3 more different kind of design if you like to. Actually 2 more because the animal butts one is pretty much the same. So there is the under the sea creature, that's the shadow stamp, and the flower one I am going to explain to you what's different. The detail stamp and just the regular outline stamp, and also the shadow stamp. So if you like to get more, leave me a comment, let me know. And then remember, I am doing the swap. And I have shared 3 different kind of swap with you guys already, and I really enjoy to receive the cards from you to see the other people how they use the Local Kings product. And if you don't send me a swap card, I won't have anything to show you. Like I say, you send me one, I send you one. I hope you enjoy this stamping journey, and there is more to come, and I am going to show you a lot of interesting things that you know, and also later on when the plates arrive, I'm going to show you what's the plates look like and how we can turn to the plate to a piece of rubber. And before that, I will show you more about the designing part and what else. And then you know, you want to see my studio, how I create a tutorial and how I make a sample card. Okay, so this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this journal with me, and stay tuned. See you next time. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Bye.